My name is Marc Gorlin. I'm the founder and CEO of Roadie. I'm a 5-time entrepreneur, which either means I've started a lot of companies or I can't keep a job. Roadie is a same-day last-mile delivery service that allows folks to match up businesses or regular people or small businesses who have things to send with drivers that are already going in the right direction. So we have over 150,000 drivers. We've delivered to 11,000 cities and towns, and we can deliver to nearly, at this point, 89% of U.S. households across the country. Due to the Amazon effect, everybody wants things freer and faster, and to some degree, the last mile delivery, I think it's almost in the first inning. There's plenty of retailers that have tried to get ahead of it, but a lot of them, honestly, are like dinosaurs, and we're in the first inning of it. They haven't figured out what their strategy is. So you'll see retailers that are getting to buy online, pick up in store, and the next step after that is going to be buy online, deliver from store. But it's a complicated change, both in the supply chain as well as the delivery aspect of it. There's a lot of just getting the stuff closer to customers, which is just as hard, if not harder, for big retailers than the delivery itself. And we're seeing people that offer this, mainly driven, I think, a lot by what Amazon has offered. Your sales go up if you are offering same-day last-mile delivery, and your sales kind of go down if you don't, because other people will. So you've got to meet the customer where they are. Four trends that impact these changes. One is the Amazon effect. Everybody wants their stuff freer and faster. Two is the optionality, because they might want it then. It might be great to get the chair delivered today, but this Saturday morning might make it better. So being able to choose that. Geography is another thing. Everybody's customers don't just live in towns that have NFL teams. So you've got to meet the customers where they are, even if it's a small rural areas where retailers have historically struggled to reach, especially for last mile delivery. And the fourth you're going to see is IoT, or the Internet of Things, how technology integrates into our lives in a way that makes, in our case, delivery sometimes easier. You might have smart cars connecting with smart stores that let you know when things need to go somewhere, that automatically lets the entire supply chain talk in a way that it has never done before. Over the next 2 years, two innovations I see coming. One is retailers having to get comfortable with shipping the eaches. So small amounts, not truckloads, not LTL, but getting those small amounts to customers. And one side of it is the last mile delivery, which I think Roadie and Crowdsource Delivery would be great at. But the other side's internal. You've got to figure out how to get all these products closer to their customers. How do you get to those forward deployment points so the things that people need and in the quantity they need are close to them, and then you can deploy whatever delivery mechanism that you put in place. The other, and we've talked about, is sort of IoT and the Internet of Things. When you get totally connected vehicles with stores and all this sort of interconnects, you almost can create a public utility of delivery if you know what needs to go where and when it needs to go there. And that's why I think the crowdsourcing model is great to sort of plug into this and utilize people who are already on the road going there anyway. These innovations mean a few things for businesses and brands, but really the summary of it all is optionality. People want their stuff when they want it. And you've seen it proven true in other industries. Think about Netflix. When you first got Netflix, everybody got DVDs in the mail. And when they started streaming, it really wasn't that big of a thing. Why? There was no content there. So when they started adding Friends and Cheers and all these great shows, then you created the binge watcher. All of us wanted to Netflix and chill. And that's what actually got us to the point where streaming got to parity, but that's what brought in is those sort of options. Same thing in delivery and omni-channel retail. E-commerce providers figured out a long time ago. You've got to provide 5-day, 2-day, 1-day. But now regular big brands need to know that they might need to get it to their customer in an hour, a day, 3 days, pick their day. They need to have all of this in their delivery tool belt to be able to serve whatever a customer wants on each time they decide to buy from them. These trends for consumers are pretty interesting because consumers want the option to get things when they want it. And we've seen it proven true with retailers we don't even work with. We had a home improvement retailer that their own customers are Amazoning their own shipments, setting up Roadie gigs to bring their stuff to them same day. We had a Target in Honolulu where one of our customers set up a Roadie gig to go get their products. It's showing that if these brands are not creating the options and services that their customers want, customers are going to do it without them. So it's best they start working on it. The most imperative thing that businesses could do is start. Think about your customers, think about what they need and when they need it, and start building that muscle now. There's ways to experiment and do pilots with companies to get last mile delivery up. Do you need big vehicles? Do you need small? Does it need to be there fast? Does it just need to be reliable? Are you shipping an auto part or are you shipping raw chicken and ice cream? Might be very different in terms of what assets you need. So just start. What we've seen is too many people are just waiting. Companies like Roadie have ways where you can launch with a pilot on the web without any technical integration that usually brings everything to a standstill. So don't be afraid of starting, and then you can figure out what is required in the future without sort of making a futures bet on technology and hardware assets that might not pan out in the future. There is no such thing as free delivery. Somebody is paying for it, but someone else is going to offer it if you don't. So trying to figure out where that happy medium is important. One way that the cost of delivery can go down is using a crowdsourced model like Roadie. More and more retailers are recognizing a crowdsourced delivery option like Roadie can utilize people that are already going in that direction anyway, changing the cost of delivery from going from point A to point B to the frictional cost of going 3 houses down from where you were going anyway, or 1 neighborhood over. This is really the only true way, creating this public utility of people getting paid to go where they're going anyway, that you get less trucks on the roads, better for the environment, and stuff can actually get there at a cost point that most retailers can manage, different from their e-commerce counterparts that don't have the cost of bricks and mortar stores that sort of make it an unfair advantage. When you think about returns, you want to do 2 things. You want to get those items back on the shelf before they get devalued more. You don't want them to be marked down. So getting them back quickly is important. But you also have the opportunity with a crowdsource option of, suppose you bought a red dress and you wanted a blue one, or you needed a different size, you could actually, as a retailer, send the correct size, the correct color to the customer, and then have that item that was not wanted brought back and get on the shelf a lot faster. And as more and more people get in that, you do create this natural resource, this public utility of deliverability that will allow everyone to have the same sort of delivery as an Amazon. As consumers, we've come to expect same-day delivery, and that translates into our businesses too. We expect the same frictionless experience if we're ordering something for our business as we do if we're ordering something off Amazon and we want it there in 2 hours. We work with people like Delta delivering mishandled bags to people across the country. Work with Home Depot delivering drills and hammers and everything that consumers need, as well as Nissan delivering car parts. So across a multitude of industries. And with a crowdsourced solution where it doesn't matter distance or the size of the vehicle, we're literally at Roadie delivering everything from makeup to mattresses and paint to puppy food. You certainly will from Roadie. We grew by leaps and bounds in 2019 and think there's just more of it to come this year. I mean, we've expanded into almost every market you could imagine across the country. So we expect the retail partnerships, people like Home Depot and Walmart and all the airlines that we work with to grow even more, plus plenty of other retailers will be offering the same crowdsource option, both in cities that have big towns and in small town America as well.